Thank you. Thank you very much. Very glad to be here today to make a talk not about deep dive on technology, but more in upper layer of diplomatic, strategic, and way to thinking about how now digital sovereignty is no more just a technical option, but a strategic one because of AI technology coming today. The sad reality of our world as a business and IT engineers is to develop software. That's again since the beginning of programmation, and the reality is to say now we have to deploy fast or die. This is the reality of our job. If we are not the first one on the market, we have already lost the game. So, starting on this principle, we have to understand that people make this choice. This is a bold affirmation, but is to say, okay, now, right now, in our field, we have two kinds of people. The people say, okay, let's go full AI shit. And the other people say, I don't want to use AI anymore. And the reality is not simple and Cartesian like that. It's not white and black on one side or the other. The reality is right now, the Pandora box of AI is already open. And because it's already open, you use it or you not use it, your competitor will use it or not use it. So your choice to not take action and take the velocity of artificial intelligence coding makes you not as competitive and fast than your competitor. So when you make your choice to wait to see how tools will emerge, new tool, new MCP, new cloud version or whatever, the time you lose by waiting, your competitor take 10 times advance than you because they have embraced the mindset of the AI coding. What I mean about that is, for the beginning, since ChatGPT happened commercially, available for all people, we arrive and say, okay, AI is new technology and we use it as an AI lab stuff. Okay, just to try some stuff, discover the technology. But right now, almost 3 years after that, we are directly in the production area of code generated by AI. The idea is to all the sectors of your business is now able and shall be driven by AI. Why? Because right now, the reality of AI makes you fastest and iterate more often. How many of us have to manage documentation? How many of us have to manage integration, test, and stuff like that? This is a very painful job. I do it for myself a long time ago. Honestly, this is no most value for a code developer. It not generates value, it generates code. And code is not value if it's not used at its most potential. But of course, this is a bold affirmation to say we have to use AI now because we have no choice no more to use AI. But this is not the simplistic way to understand it because AI is just not enough. When I choose to use AI to make my code, I just move the responsibility of the writing of the code to the AI. It lets me thinking more about the reality of what AI do. And if you use AI without any control, you will have a very deep issue. The first one is dependency. Right now, all LLM are available all worldwide in any country. In the geopolitical context, and especially with the Iran war in the Middle East, we could easily imagine some AI reserved for the American people. Some AI reserved for the friend of the American people, but less efficient than the American one. And we can also imagine an AI for the competitor of the American, who will poison a knowledge bomb the user of the non-friend of the American. So the dependency of how you use AI is very important in the sense of if you do not make the right choice, your dependency with Cloud or OpenAI or whatever could become a problem in the long term, because right now you have access to the tool, but tomorrow maybe you will not have access to the tool. And maybe the tool will evolve and have more restriction for you, for your country, dependency of laws and geopolitical status. AI is the new industrial revolution. Who control AI will control the next thing. That's always like that with new revolution industrial. And the other problem is exposure. When I give all my code base to CloudCode or Codex from GPT, how my intellectual property is protected. How I can be sure some people in Anthropic look my log and be able to clone and redo my software. This morning, I was reading an interesting article of an open source developer ask an AI to rewrite his entirely code base. The AI changed the MIT license to the GPL license to an MIT license, and only 1.6% of the code was left. By the law of the Creative Commons and open source, this stuff is not considered as stolen software. It's a new piece of software. So open source will be useful, but maybe taken, modify, and kill all the licenses of the open source. That's a really important thing to imagine, because right now, open source are the cornerstone of all infrastructure in the world. AWS, GCP, whatever. Every people have their own way to manage this, but it's always open source software. The leakage of the business inside, this is important to consider. The workflow you do with your user, your business, and stuff like that. And the final point is the lock-in. If I use AI, and after that the AI make choice of how my software will be built, run, and put to production, I lose control. I need to be, even if AI generates the code, be aware of all these parameters and be aware of the risk. But knowing the risk, you could mitigate the risk and be sure to not avoid all this problem. So right now, from my point of view, how I see the coding evolve, it's no more human writing code. Let me explain. Since ChatGPT 3.5 is launched, I do not have create one line of code manually or one deployment manually. Every code I program, every deployment I made is doing by AI. But I don't want the AI to go full crazy shit mode, you know what I mean? I need for me to create guardrails to constrain the AI thinking, even if it's indeterministic, to be sure it always produces the same type of code or functionality I need. Like we have in the industrial sector with computer-assisted design, where we create a 3D object with parametric dimension. You have a revolution, you have the areas, specific. All these constraints put together will create a 3D object because of that. So we can imagine something like that for the Cloud or ChatGPT code. What I mean by that is I will give the agent full control of the deployment. You know, like in Cloud Code, you have danger rules, skip, and I don't have to put OK every time. So go crazy and finish the publication. But what I will give it with full authorization is guardrails, architecture choice. Okay, I will use this cloud provider and not this one. I will use these tools and this library, personal library or open source one. I will put guardrails on security. I will put guardrails on UI, UX. the documentation, and also the code maintainability. Each step will constrain the AI to, at the end, make a produce-grade application. And as developer, our job is not creating line of code. Our job is create features that our user will use. So your job, when you code, even you code, you'll do all these things by yourself. The AI don't know how to do it. So if you put to the AI all this information, at the end, it will be not a completely generated code. It will be a production-ready code-like. And that's very important, because after that, you will re-enter in a cycle and completely accelerate every step of your production. You have the intent, you put the parameter, the agent puts the code creates new features, new intents. And you continue, and you continue. Deploy fast or die. That's the game. And because the economic of the software completely changed by that, you create speed. But because you create speed, you create scale. Because your software is easily maintained, it's easily distributed. And because you scale enough, you create adaptation to your user. And because you create adaptation to your user, you create leverage. And leverage can increase the speed by itself. So this is, if it do it correctly, a great catalyst for the whole ecosystem of numerics. But of course, at the end, if I put my code without any thinking of what I do with that, I lose my autonomy. I use my digital sovereignty. So when you do not have to think about code anymore, I don't think about switch case or if loop or whatever. This is not my job anymore. My job is to be sure my application now run on the good parameters, on the good control, jurisdiction, traceability, and resilience I need to my application, whatever is the app at the end. And that's really important, especially when we see, like in the Iran war right now in the Middle East, severely disturbance on the data center grids. Sadly, AWS take 2 drones, for example, on their data centers. The whole economic of business cloud computing in this area is completely frozen. We lose 43 billion euro because of this war, just in 5 days, just because of that. So when I do not think about code anymore, I have more time to think and manage these parts. So at the end, the winner will not be those who use AI, but those who control AI and is integrated to production. This is no more just a toy. This is our reality. And I think it's important more and more we embrace this new world. Is it perfect? I don't know. It's not my job to say that. I just see a new way and the industry transformed by itself all around the world, because my job is to visit a lot of countries and see how we can manage and create synergy with all players. And the big tendency I see all around the world, and especially in Southeast Asia, is a real great embracement of AI that what we not have in Europe right now, for example. So the idea of this talk and with broad declaration is to create discussion with you. It's to create interaction and think together. Is this true, really? Is this part of true? Or maybe it's completely false and we go directly on the world first head off. So my idea is to accelerate AI. You keep your control and you build strategically. I completely forgot to present myself at the beginning of the introduction. I'm sorry about that. But I work for a cloud company like AWS or GCP or Microsoft Azure. We are a European concurrent. And if you create an account today to our cloud services, we'll give you a $20 of free coupon. It's just enough to build one site for 1 year, for example. Thank you for your time, and I'm here if you have any question and commentary about this talk. Thank you very much.